It's been about a year since I first saw the revealed trailer for Rage 2. I remember the Walmart leak that happened right before E3 where everyone saw the games being announced during the E3 conferences and their potential release dates. While some of the games were not surprising, there was one game that people were very confused about, and that game is Rage 2. Everyone was a little shocked at the potential of a Rage 2, especially when the first one wasn't adopted by many people. Was it a good game that many people enjoyed? Of course, but it still was a game no one thought a sequel would happen. But as the trailer and gameplay showing at E3 that year showed, the game had a huge reimagining and instantly became one of the standout games of the conference. Jump ahead a year and now everyone is playing the game, learning firsthand what new direction, care, great gameplay, and most of all, amazing action can do to a once thought dead franchise. So I'll be going into my review impressions for the game after playing probably 7 to 10 hours. Once the game released, I played into most of the night and then played a few more hours when I woke up. I'll be going into detail about the graphics, gameplay, sound, story, and of course the fun factor. But remember, I didn't beat the game, and I plan to play through the entire game as the weeks go on. But before I get into all of that, if you like the video, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. But enough with all that, let's talk about the graphics that Rage 2 brings to the table. The game at times looks incredible and makes you almost want to pause the game and look at the world or look at all the mayhem you're causing in the world. It runs at 1080p at 60 frames per second on the Xbox One X, which is the system I'm playing on. And some people might be disappointed in the fact that the game isn't 4K and maybe 30 frames per second, and I would say those people are sorely mistaken. The 60 FPS on this game is what makes the game that much more impressive. In the first 10 hours of gameplay, I haven't had a single performance hitch while playing the game. That comes with driving really fast in my car or fighting a bunch of enemies on screen. But that doesn't mean the game is perfect looking. There are times where the game does look a little bland, which does fit with the open world being destroyed and apocalyptic. But I still feel they could have done a little better with certain aspects of the environments. But overall, and for almost 95% of the time, I found myself extremely satisfied with the world building that was going on. Now, the one big gripe I have with the game is its lack of HDR implementation. For me, HDR is such a massive aspect to be missing from a game. It's even harder to go back to a game with no HDR after you've experienced games with awesome HDR implementations. It's almost a missed opportunity in this game because there's so much color and cool explosions that I think HDR would have made the game that much more fun to play and look at, and not to mention enhance what we're looking on screen that just absolutely explodes our senses. And while we're on the topic of explosions, let's talk about the gameplay. This game is made by Avalanche and id Software, who when you look at their respective games are Mad Max and of course Doom. If you combine those together, you get Rage 2. It's exactly a game I didn't know I wanted. And that's something that the developers nailed on the head. Take Doom gunfight mechanics, throw them in an open world where you destroy dozens of enemies at a time, add some cool abilities and great car combat mechanics, and you have yourself one great time. The shooting feels tight and on point, the abilities are very easy to use, and most of all, powerful. And you also get to use them all rapidly fast, which makes the action that much more satisfying. You truly feel like a force to be reckoned with, and anyone that gets in your way will be taken down in a brutal fashion. As for the vehicle gameplay, it feels extremely nice. One of my worries would be if the car combat would hinder the frame rates, and I'm happy to report they don't affect the frame rate at all. But what's even more cool about the car combat is that I love doing it. There's such a great change of pace from running around shooting people. You have to take out multiple bandits attacking while blowing their cars up and trying to traverse the roads. It's always intense and something I find to be extremely gratifying. The controls in this game is top notch and something I think first-person shooters and third-person driving games should take notice of. But now let's talk about the sound of the game. As you can see, the game sounds incredible. The music, the guns, the enemies, and most of all, the brutal executions are top-notch. When you take out an enemy with precision, you actually feel the impact of the takedown. It's all very gory, but it adds to the gameplay mechanics, and it's one of the reasons I think I love the gameplay so much. The sounds aren't just there in the background just to be there. They're there to enhance almost every single moment in the game. The explosions have power behind them, the enemies sound like they're filled with rage, the cars scream with fury as they go down the road. I have to hand it to the people behind the sound of this game because it's something I absolutely love. The music also intensifies when you're about to get into a cool gunfight with a bunch of enemies. Everything about the game's sound exudes excellence, and it's probably one of my favorite parts of the game. I'm not joking, it's that good. I play the game and I'm immersed into the world mainly because of the sound effects complement the world and the gameplay so much. It's a true sign of a high quality studio understanding the power that simple sound effects can have on a game. And speaking of sound, let's talk about the story of the game and the characters attached to them, which to me isn't that prominent in this game, which has its benefits but also is a drawback. You start off the game with an intense battle on what I think is a military base, and you take on huge amounts of enemies that are being commanded by some cyborg with a human head. After that, you're thrusted into the world of Rage and are directed to pretty much do whatever you want. A narrative isn't really something Rage 2 was trying to sell you on. You're pretty much trying to do a bunch of cool activities on the map to level up 3 NPC ranks so you're able to progress the story. Each NPC is a project that you level up to enhance your character, weapons, cars, and abilities. It's worth doing everything because every activity helps you level up your character and all the gadgets that you get throughout the game. The game basically throws you into this giant world and allows you to pretty much tackle any scenario the way you think is best. It's crazy, it's open, it's brutal, and most of all, it's fun. So I'm not really too annoyed that the story doesn't really grab me because I'm just having so much fun destroying everything in my path. Which brings me to my last category, and that's the fun factor of this game. And I have to say, this game is one of the most fun times I've had in a game in a very long time. This is truly over-the-top action with great gameplay mechanics. Enemies adjust to your style, they will attack up front in your face while others launch grenades at you. You're not just this overpowered guy running around taking people out, you have to use all of your abilities to take out a huge bandit camp or stronghold. And from what I've played, the side missions seem fun and pretty awesome. Are there a few that repeat and almost feel the same? Of course there are, but I've also ran into a huge stronghold, underground sewers that had a giant at the end of it, cool bandit camps that are filled with enemies that I can launch off of cliffs. Everything in the game just screams fun and over the top. To me, this is the perfect party game to play with your friends. You can join a party and talk with your buddies and enjoy the massive amounts of action and gore that the game has to offer while also sharing it with your friends. It's the ultimate messing around game, which to me is sometimes missing in games. There's a bunch of upgrades and weapons in this game, but the game also embraces the weirdness of the world. It's a great mix that I truly enjoy doing. As for what I think, I truly believe people should try this game out. It's fun and I feel that almost everyone that plays it will find something to enjoy. It's honestly a cross between Doom, Mad Max, and a little Borderlands. Everything you do in the game benefits you because it allows you to upgrade your character and you never feel like you wasted a bunch of time doing something that had no payoff at the end. And not to mention the gameplay is tight, which makes doing all these side missions or main missions that much more fun. So I truly recommend this game to anyone that loves over-the-top cool action games. I won't give it a score yet because I haven't gone far enough into the game, but so far it's such a great time to play this game, and I really recommend it to anyone that's on the fence about it. Just take the leap, it's a fun game, try it out for yourself. But enough about what I think, let's hear what you guys think. Does this game interest you? Have you played the game yet? And if you have, what do you think about it? Are you happy that Rage was given a sequel? Does the over-the-top action make this game a must-play? Or does this game not interest you at all? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. Any support helps the channel out more than you know. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my videos. Also follow me on Twitch, the link will be in the description. If you want to hang out and chat with me, I'm very active with my chat and always playing games. Hope to see you guys there. That's all for now, thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later!